What's up, Patreon? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
Shaking guys, how y'all living out there?
Yeah, man.
Hopefully y'all doing well.
All that kind of good stuff, man. I'm fighting a hangover, man, because, you know, somebody over here had your boy out all late at the Mastodon concert, man.
Me, the guy that doesn't drink. Nice try.
George and Bron, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Bron from Mastodon. Showed us a really good time,
man. It was super cool, man. That dude puts the C in class, man.
Dope.
Class, character, whichever one you want to insert there. The dude is just dope, man. So we really appreciate you, man. And he's a patron. So shout out to Bron, man. We really appreciate you.
Stand-up dude, man, in a sea full of just fakeness and corniness in an industry like the music industry, man. To have someone like that extend an olive branch to us, man, just two dudes in a room filming videos.
Yes, sir.
You know, on music is really, really dope, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
Second time that we've kind of met up with Bron. And we picked his brain a little bit about music, man. It was such a good time. And he had mentioned that he had saw the King Diamond videos, of course.
And he saw my like struggles with trying to get into the song, you know. So it was pretty funny that he brought that up. He said, "No, I saw you struggling to get through it."
Oh, and one more thing. For those of you who have an Instagram and that's on Patreon, make sure you follow us on Instagram because we posted that mosh pit that was going on last night at the concert at the Hard Rock. Yep. You know, and a lot of people, man, it seems like y'all just thirsting for us to do anything on Instagram, which we never do. A lot of people kind of looked at that video, and I know we don't work social. We are terrible at working social media.
Yeah,
so
we gotta
follow us
get
on
better.
Instagram, Lost to Vegas 83 as well on Instagram, guys. If you're not already, if you have an Instagram, guys. So
yeah, man.
So what we got, man?
So, dude, we did the Mercyful Fate poll on Patreon. So shout out to everybody that participated in that, and then Evil destroyed it. Right, 189 votes total is what Evil got, and then the next second closest one was A Dangerous Meeting at 89.
Okay.
So
there we go.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty straightforward.
Oh, I'm sorry, I fucked that up. My bad. The next closest one was Curse of the Pharaohs, and then it was Dangerous Meeting. So my bad.
Yeah, there we go. That's clear. Curse of the, I mean, you know, it's not too much of a blowout, but it's clear. Like Evil won. So, and I'm sure that's for a reason. And this is off the same album as Melissa.
Yes, sir.
Yep, back in 1983, they dropped Melissa, it's a self-titled album. Yeah. So we did Melissa, now we're doing Evil off that same album.
Yes,
with King Diamond out, man. King Diamond's getting a lot of light on this channel, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's get into it. Mercyful Fate, Evil. Stop it, guys. I know they're rocking out. Did the beginning part feel punk to you? Let me play that again. Not that part. Right at the very beginning, it felt like punk rock to me. It's coming in with the drums. Okay. The drums right here feel like punk rock to me.
Good. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Just a little bit.
I hear what you're saying.
Mixed with like it's a mixture of metal and punk rock. Obviously, this is metal, but just that drum pattern felt punk rock.
It's funny that you heard that. What I heard was a little bit of the odd time signature thing there. That do. It seemed like it was off a little bit to me. It seemed like it was a little proggish to me. That's that's the first thing that came to mind to me. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Okay.
But then when you said punk it, I was totally off. So
nah, it's whatever you hear, man. Yeah, it just felt punk rock. I also wanted to point that out, man. I thought that was interesting. So let's keep it going. that was nice right there. Just when I was going, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask you a quick question, man. Is it just me, or does the vocals actually not sound as bad in this to me?
I think it's because I'm blocking them out. I'm just trying to block them out, man.
You know what? No, I think it doesn't. To me, though, man, I don't know if he's belting out those screeching, loud pitch sounds as much in this. I mean, he'll have it in particular words, like he said, insane. You know, that was like a really high pitch, but I don't see it. It's not that distracting to me in this one because it doesn't seem like it's constant.
He's screeching. He's straight Saved by the Bell status.
So it's just me.
He's Saved by the Bell status. He's screeching it up in this song. I think for me, it's just, to me, I can only speak for myself. I just feel like the shock factor is just no longer there. So
that could be.
It's allowing me to tolerate those high-pitched piercing screams more.
Maybe.
I'm just really, truly trying. I'm honing in on what I like about the band. Mm-hmm. And what I like about the band is the riffs.
Yeah.
I love the way they riff. I think up until that transition, and I don't know, let me see where, I got to start looking at the timestamps. The transition.
That just happened.
That
right?
just happened.
Yeah.
That most recent transition that they had, I thought it was pretty standard with the riffs. I thought it was good. But by their standards, because I really think that they have some of the best riffs I've heard in metal. Mm-hmm. By their standards, I thought it was a pretty basic groove, basic riff. You know what I mean? But right here, hold on. Hold on. This right here is good. Right here. On them, man, to give you to take you home with a riff, man, to really give you a nasty, just a very good creative riff. You know what I mean? They have their own sort of they just have a good feel for how to make good riffs, man. That's just the bottom line.
I agree with you.
I agree with you. Every song I've heard from either King Diamond or Mercyful Fate, I've always just like, oh my God, I love how that riff or that arrangement of riff sounds, man. It's just every single time. You know, but up until that point, I wasn't really blown away, and maybe it's because we've heard a lot of metal with certain types of riffs. That Bennett, to me, it almost was like Iron Maiden-ish. Mm-hmm. That little bit. The riffs up until that point, up until that transition that I just spoke of. That not bad. It's just didn't really grab me, but that transition grabbed me.
Yeah, you know what, man? Maybe it's just me, man, because this doesn't sound as bad. I hate to say it like that, guys, because I know it's like don't sound.
That's real though. They know what you think.
But they know what you think. I'm like, I'm like, it doesn't sound that bad to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just me becoming used to the sounds of his voice, but this song to me, man, is not bad. There's parts in it that I'm like, but for the most part, man, I'm digging it, man. For the most part, I mean, so.
Well, let's keep it going, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah, this is cool, man. Yeah, so far, so good.
From 220 on for me.
Yeah, I mean,
from 220 on, from that riff that I said, that hit you with that transition into those riffs that I liked, and then I guess me and Ryan at the same time that they're kind of letting the they're hitting us with those riffs, but they're letting the drums kind of come in and kind of take the prominent role. So It's
cool, man.
So we got that transition, then we got that part with the drums taking over, and now we have another transition that I like. So
yeah, man,
there we go. I was worried about this one. I was like, for me, because it seems like Ryan likes the song in its totality, but for me, up until 2:20ish is when it started.
That's when it started to get
a little real. I was like, okay, there we go, Mercyful. There we go. So
yeah, man, it's a good song. Not much to add to that. Let's keep it rocking.
Shit up.
Oh yeah.
Woo, that bass, boy. Stay right there.
You're
doing too much. You're doing too much right here.
Yeah.
I know. I appreciate the solos and the shredding, but you should have stayed right here.
Yeah, that was
not say should. They're the professionals,
right?
But I would have liked if they would have stayed right in that. For just
they might bring it back. They might bring it back, man. We'll see. We'll see.
Another. I was just starting to become immersed in that section. Mm-hmm. It was about. I think maybe it was like 10 seconds.
Yep.
If they'd have went like another 10 seconds with that, it'd been perfect. Then hit him with the solo. So I just think they came in with the solo a little bit too soon. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yep.
Let me bring it back.
Yeah, that was hot.
Right here. This bass.
Might bring it back. Hold on.
They did
what?
Go off, though. They went off.
What?
They went off. They went off.
What the hell did I just listen to?
You know what, man?
This is incredible, man. I think this is probably one of the best songs I've heard on the channel, dude. I ain't bullshitting.
Wow.
They showed us a lot of elements.
They went off, though.
Yeah, dude. Transition game was crazy.
They
went
off.
Right?
They went off.
You know what I'm saying? The shredding at the end was crazy. And I agree with you. I think it came out of that groove that we really liked.
Yeah.
Early, I agree with that. But dude, man, I think they showed us the entire repertoire. And dude, I am going to step out on a limb here, since George doesn't agree with me. I think the voice and the vocals, his voice didn't really bother me that much in this song. To me, it actually worked because I don't think it was so.
To think differently from me, Ryan.
I just don't think it was.
That's cool, man.
I just don't think it was constant. I heard it in pockets, but it wasn't the whole song, you know. So I think it was done very. He did it deliberately, but it was done in a way that really had good balance to me.
Okay.
So dude,
that's fair. I mean,
transitions, shredding, vocals. Crazy, I'm saying vocals, groove. What else? I mean, I think everything in this song was great, dude. I really do.
What did you say about vocals?
It was great.
He said
all of those are great.
Okay.
All of those are great. I think they did a good job, man. I think they did a good job, and that's why I said I'm surprised that I'm saying vocals, but to me it worked in this. I know we really didn't touch a lot on the lyricism, but it wasn't so constant. It wasn't that piercing wasn't like the whole song. You know, it was just in pockets. And I think in pockets, especially for metal, I think that works, man.
Okay.
I think it works, man. So that was a great song, man. That's probably the greatest song. That's probably not gonna make my playlist, but it's a great song. I think that's one of the best songs I've heard.
Damn, it's not gonna make the playlist.
It's not gonna make my playlist, but I just think it was great. I think it was great, but I'm not gonna probably revisit that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What do you think is pulling you away from putting that on the playlist?
You know, George, man, I knew you weren't gonna let me off the hook, man.
You gotta let them know why, man.
I know. I feel you, man. I feel you. You know, it's a great song, guys. The only thing that kind of that takes me out of the song is it's a little disjointed to me. There's parts in the song I'm like, I love this, I love that, I love the transitions. I like the way that they write, that they play the riffs. I think that all those things are great, right? But it's just the way it's placed. I think the biggest thing for me is when that initial groove and then it changes into that sped up tempo in pockets of that song. If you really took a look at the way I was reacting to the song, guys, I didn't have a lot to say at the beginning because of that. That's really what was taking me out of the song.
Okay.
But I can still appreciate greatness, though. I can still see the amount of skill that it took to do that.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if I'm a fan of the way that sounds. The way going from harsh transitions and when you take me out of a groove, and I've said this before, guys, when I'm in a groove and I'm taken out of that groove from a different pattern of music, I have to really love that transition for that to work for me. And in the prog element of music that we've been listening to, common theme, but it took a while for me to get used to it. But I'm actually used to that now. Like the Opeth, I like that. The Mastodons of the world, I like those transitions if it's executed well. And up until that 2 minutes and 20 seconds or whatever, the transitions to me was done subpar, man. I mean, I hate to say that. Because who the fuck am I, right? But up until that point, I just thought it was very, very subpar. After that 2 minute and 20 second part of that song, once it got into the rest of the transitions, I thought that shit was phenomenal. Yeah. I think the transitions from that point on was phenomenal. So hopefully, I don't know if that is more confusing or if I was trying to be as clear as possible, man, and try to articulate my feelings the best that I can.
Some of the transitions were just rough for you, man.
Yeah, man.
At the beginning, it just seemed to me sharp. It just seemed sharp.
Yeah, but from
to the 220 mark.
Yeah, 220 on? Yep. Crazy though, So, and that's why I think it's a great display of skill, and I think it's one of the best songs I've heard on the channel, but it's just it's just not gonna make my playlist, you know? That's just what it is for me.
This is one of those songs, guys, that I could see people looking at you like you're crazy for saying you don't like. I can see that. Right? Especially if you're a fan of Mercyful Fate. If you like Mercyful Fate and you say you don't like this song, then people were just like, oh, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yep, that's what they're saying.
And I think the reason why I'm saying that is because there's a lot of great things happening in the song. There just is. There's a lot of nasty riffs that I liked in here. I like the solos, just in terms of pure musicianship in here. They were shredding their asses off. So, when you're just listening to it, just from a skill, even from a musician standpoint, you're like, man, these dudes can just play.
They are destroying it. Yep.
But for me, Melissa's my favorite song from them so far. Right? Okay. Melissa's just is what it is.
Okay.
And I just think that Melissa did a very good job in just cohesion. I just felt like there's the beauty in how that song opened to how it transitioned, I think was beautiful. And I think in this one, it felt a little messy in certain pockets.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning, like Ryan was saying, that transition was very abrupt and sharp. And I guess we just don't like abrupt, sharp transitions. That's just what it is. And I think that they came in a little bit too soon.
With that at the end?
At the end with the bass, the transition that had the bass prominent. I just felt like, oh, let that rock.
Yeah,
that go.
That was incredible.
And then they went I think they got into the climax, right? I feel like the climax when they were just going off to end the song, that sort of powerful ending a little bit too quickly. And it just felt like they didn't let that section breathe long enough. And I really feel like I'm splitting hairs with this one, guy.
Yeah, me too.
So it's like I didn't get enough of what I really liked, but I liked a lot. So no, it's not gonna make my playlist, but it's an odd one.
Yeah,
it's an odd one.
What did you think before we end the video, man? Yeah. Because one of the things I didn't mention that I really liked that I don't know if you liked is the ending when they went into that sped up and they were like shredding and they were, but then they had those breaks, and they slowed it down and they went back into. I thought that was done excellent.
I thought it was done well. I just don't know if
you know what I'm talking about, those breaks that they had
towards the end.
Yeah.
Yep, towards the end. I thought that was done well. I think the musicianship was amazing towards the end, and I knew what they were trying to do. Right? They were ending the song with a blast. Right? This was just a shred fest, is what I like to say. Right. It's like it's just like a shred fest. But I just don't know if it flowed well. You know what I mean? I really do. But I can completely understand someone saying that Evil song. They crushed that because they did kill it.
They did kill it.
As as an entire piece of just musically, I don't know if there's a lot of little parts in here that just didn't flow well to me overall. So not playlist, but that was a great.
We agree on that,
dude. That's a great selection, guys.
Yeah.
Don't make no mistake about it. I'm not mad at anyone disagreeing with us on that. I get it. I get it. But one thing that's for sure, and two things that's for certain. Mercyful Fate can fucking play.
Yes,
and
they can.
It actually blows my mind that people don't. There's so many metalheads that are like long-time metalheads.
Yep.
That don't give this band a chance because of King Diamond's vocals, man. But they're missing out on some awesome riffs.
That's true.
You know, so
very true.
Thank you to everyone that voted on that one.
Yes,
that was a good song though, man. A good song for us to kind of
and good exposure to us and other people. You know what I'm saying? So I think hopefully other patrons that aren't Mercyful Fate fans watch this video as well. Hopefully it's not just people that rock with Mercyful Fate or King Diamond. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir. So that's it, guys. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed that, let us know in the comments. I'm George. That's Ryan, Las Vegas.
We out.
We out.